Hi, my name is Alicia and I am a school-based therapist in Beaver Falls School District. I have also worked in Blackhawk, and one of my kids just made me this poster, "Stay calm and be positive." So I figured I would use it in making this video of what a day looks like for a school-based therapist. So a typical day for me is I get to the school around 7:30. I have a list of all my clients' schedules, and I've talked to the guidance counselors and the teachers, and I pull kids starting about 7:45, and school lets out around 2:30. By the time I get done, it's around 3. So it's a very fast-paced, quick-moving job. My kids know when their appointments are, and they are ready to work on their goals. So it's normally like the door shuts with one client, and the next kid is immediately coming in ready to go. The teachers know when their kids are coming too. Typically for each kid, I have some type of curriculum or workbook, CBT, DBT, whatever we're working on. I have it ready to go. But working in a school, you have to be super flexible to meet the needs of the kids. I don't know what happened with that kid the period before me. I don't know what happened over the weekend, if there was something with their parents. There's a lot of community violence around here. So I always try to have a game plan, but then I have to be adaptable. Did this kid just get into a fight in the hallway? Is he getting bullied? So we have to be super flexible working in the school to meet the needs of what's going on that day. Each session, the kids leave with homework that I let the parents know about, the school knows about, whatever we're working on, to send it home, and I have the kid report back the following week on whatever they're working on. Thought logs, journals, I have tons of journals, whatever the kid's working on. The part of school-based that I feel is a huge advantage is the collaboration. When I did wraparound, I was in the home, so yeah, I had collaboration with the school, but this is invaluable because I'm seeing the teachers face to face. I collaborate with them all day long. There's always a teacher knocking on my door. If I'm going to the bathroom and I see them in the hallway, I talk to the principals. There's probation officers that come in for my kids, the dean of students. The detention room is right next door to me, so I get a lot of collaboration through there when my kids are tearing it up. And that's invaluable because for high quality treatment, you need a lot of collaboration. I feel that I have really good trust with my families because I'm in the school, I'm working in the school, but I have a lot of collaboration with them. I know like the goal is like once a week, once a month, but it's good because if something happens in school, I can let the family know, like, hey, so-and-so got into a fight with whoever, we're working on this coping skill, taking a break, whatever. And if something happens in the home, the families have my cell phone number and they can reach me at school to let me know. So that way this kid's getting the best care. But yeah, it is awesome. There is really good collaboration between schools and us, and also with the families. So another part of my daily job is working with our doctors, which is awesome because we can do progress reports to the doctors and let them know how it's going with these kids, because all families are on different levels of functioning. Some families are able to go into an appointment and say what's going on with their kid, and some are not always able to articulate what's going on with their kid, maybe because they don't have collaboration with the school, or maybe they just don't keep that line of communication open. So we can send notes to the prescribers and let them know exactly what's going on in the school, and sometimes I include quotes from the teachers or the guidance counselor or the principals, whoever. A nice piece being in the Beaver Falls School District is the clinic is super close, so I can refer my families or kids who need a higher level of care over there, and it's within walking distance to them. If that happens, I do screeners. I knock on the teacher's door. I give them screeners for their kids, assessments, Vanderbilts, Becks, whatever these kids need. I give them to the teachers. They stick them in my mailbox that the school has for me downstairs. I can turn them into the doctor. I can bring the family in. to fill out screeners, or some families just want them sent home, like if they don't have a car and stuff. Another thing I do too is help the families make that initial contact with Sarah to get this process rolling. So that's good. Another thing we do is the treatment plans, crisis plans, all that in paperwork is really valuable documents to our kids. The treatment plan happens with collaboration. So we do the intake, and I get a feel from the family what they want to work on. I meet with the client to see what they want to work on, but also too I get school input. So after all that collaboration's done, we have these treatment plans and crisis plans. The crisis plans, I actually have a stack of them right here because I update these all the time with my clients. They are working documents that I give to them that they are taking with them. They're getting them, they're sticking them in their folder. They know what their triggers are. They know what their coping skills are. They have emergency numbers to take with them. Sometimes these kids have a family that's super involved. Sometimes they don't. But at the end of the day, they have this crisis plan that is a constant working document that the school gets a copy of and that my clients can take with them throughout the day, so they know what their triggers are. If they're feeling themselves get upset, they can use this to help. So that's another big piece of my job, is crisis planning a lot with them. A tricky part of the job is that takes up a chunk of time sometimes, is getting families in for their family sessions during treatment plan reviews or as needed. Sometimes I just have families who are like, I'm really struggling with this kid. I can't sit and talk to them. Can we come in and do a family session? Absolutely. We can do family sessions here and there. It's not something I do every week, but definitely we have them come in. And if I have an intake that's like 1 to 2 hours, the family comes into the school. We go over all the legal forms, we do the psychosocials, we identify goals. After the releases are signed, I have the family, I go and I talk to the school to see what the school sees too. Diagnosis, filling out all the EMR forms. I know you guys know what they are, so I won't go through all of them, like admin forms, diagnoses, everything. And then begin treatment with that kid. Get the kid's schedule, talk to the teachers, see what classes they can be pulled out of. With being in school-based, since it is such a fast-paced, busy day, you have to be flexible and able to adapt. I have a schedule of all my kids for when they can be pulled, but you don't know what's happening. That kid could be in a meltdown, their probation officer could be here, they could be having a meltdown, maybe they're absent, maybe they're missing, we don't know what's going on. So you have to be constantly able, okay, I'm going to meet with this person, they're not here, I'm going to meet with this person, they're, you know, flexible to get your hours in so that you don't have downtime, so you can keep up your productivity and stuff like that. Another thing we do is group therapy. So, I mean, I can kind of figure it out on my own, but sometimes with collaboration with the guidance counselors, there's a group of kids that need to work on a particular goal. Anger, social skills, anxiety, kids who are being bullied, self-esteem issues. We can do group therapy in the school to get those kids together and get them working on their goals together, let them know they're not alone in their struggles and that there are other people who are working on the same things, and these kids love it. Some of these kids actually ask for groups because they don't like feeling alone in whatever they're working on. Carmen and Brandy didn't pay me to say this, but, and I'm honest, I'm just going to lay it out there, we have supervisions and they are phenomenal supervisors. I have been in different agencies. I can call these girls and say, hey, so-and-so needs Childline. They know the client. They know my client's names. They know what we're working on. They know the situations we're dealing with. They are awesome. So that's another big part of my job. A lot of these kids need Childline, emergencies, crises. You name it, it has gone on. Yeah, I'm not going to violate no HIPAA and give stories, but I truly, and they didn't pay me, although if they want to give me a little tip they can, but I have phenomenal supervisors who are willing to move heaven and earth when there is a crisis to make the family safe, the kids safe, and I feel that's why we are so successful in these schools who were a little bit nervous about mental health treatment, is because when there's something that goes down, child abuse, violence, whatever, suicidal threats, the supervisors are there to support us. Like, I know if I call them, they're going to be there to help me out. And that is part of the reason I've stayed so long with Glade Run, is because I know I have supervisors who are there for me. Another part of our job is we do trainings, like learning initiatives, I think is the technical name. We do those once a month, and so we have a training on whatever, and then we do case consults afterwards, which has been super helpful to me, because if I have a case I'm struggling with, there's like supervisors there to help us, and then there is the other staff, the other therapists, to give different perspectives. So yeah. So typically the day is like 7:30 to 3, and when I go home at night, I do my paperwork like 8 to 9:30, 8 to 10, whatever time to get it done. I try to have all my paperwork done by Friday. It doesn't always work that way, so I could turn it in, check for errors, get all my encounter forms together, make sure all my notes are good, which the notes have to be done like the same day or within a day, so that, you know, and then turn it in. But yeah, it's a great program. I'm not being paid to say that. I actually feel that way. All right. Well, thank you. Enjoy the artwork from Beaver Falls. We're here. It's raining. Thank you. All right. Have a good day.